of finding his running backs and his tight ends in that intermediate area of the football field.
Aikman connecting on 12 of 25 pass attempts for 134 yards. Chris Warren with the game's only touchdown.
Yeah, Warren's done a nice job filling in. There's Dion keeping that groin and hamstring that's bothered him, keeping those things warm. And I think on the other side of the ball, the Cowboys defense has done a nice job of shutting down the Eagles' run game and forcing McNabb into being a one-dimensional offense.
Second half underway here in Dallas. Allen Rossum takes it out of the end zone. Rossum hit as he crosses the 15-yard line by Chris Aikens, the rookie safety out of Arkansas Pine Bluff. So the Eagles will start at their own 18-yard line. Donovan McNabb in the first half, 6 of 13, and he was also their leading rusher.
Right, and that's not a good sign. And then the leading receiver, Chad Lewis, a tight end, with only one catch for 19 yards.
Brown and Staley with 2 catches each.
Yeah, but Lewis with the most yardage of any receiver with only 19.
McNabb on first down, intended for Nay Brown. Charlie Williams on the coverage.
He got away with one, and this is a bad sign for the Cowboys, who already have injuries. Kevin Williams is out. Kevin Mathis hurt his knee. And again, that's just timing on this pattern between Donovan McNabb, a rookie quarterback, Nay Brown, a rookie wide receiver. And as I said before, Nay Brown needs to use this time over these last 4 weeks of his first NFL season to develop a rapport with Donovan McNabb. If he can do that, he'll have a job for a good many years, because Donovan McNabb is the real thing. And he will be around and will be a force, and I think he's going to make this Eagles team a force. Right now, though, the Eagles don't have a receiving core that can really challenge a secondary of the caliber that the Cowboys are putting out there on the field.
Rookie DeJuan Hawthorne replacing Williams, who was replacing Mathis, who was replacing Smith. Down to the 4th string. First carry of the game for Edwin Watson, the backup fullback out of Purdue. Kavika Pittman made the tackle.
And once again, I mean, you can't underestimate the value of the Cowboys front seven. What they do on the line, and they lost Greg Ellis, and how much depth they have. They're able to bring in backup players who have a lot of experience playing this season.
3rd and 4, 3 wide receivers. McNabb stumbles, flag on the play, and McNabb picks up the first down, but a penalty marker. It's holding against the Eagles.
Donovan McNabb is amazing, though. It doesn't matter that this is going to come back, to be able to appreciate the skills of Donovan McNabb.
Holding, offense, number 77. 10-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Lonnie Palale. Palale, of course, taking over for the injured Trey Thomas, and he's got Ebenezer Ekubon, and he does tackle him at home. But look at Donovan McNabb's balance, and now look at his acceleration. He accelerates for what would have been a first down.
Instead, 3rd and 14. More penalty markers. Torrance Small, the wide receiver on the near side, may have jumped.
Delay a game. On the defensive team, number 21 came into the neutral zone and caused the offense to false start. That's a 5-yard penalty. still third down.
So Small did jump, but Sanders moved first.
Yeah, that's the flinch rule, we call it. And there he's showing you what he did, in case you in case you can't see it. He's down here, and you'll see him get up there. And boy, I don't know about that. I didn't see any kind of flinch. Unless it happened before the replay started.
Eagles only one third down conversion today. 3rd and 9. McNabb taken down. Alonzo. Oh, he stays on his feet. Alonzo Spellman had him wrapped up. And the second effort by McNabb, and he is still about 9 yards shy of the first down.
I said to someone before the game, you know, Donovan McNabb is a defensive lineman's nightmare. Alonzo Spellman does what he's supposed to do. He comes up here, up the middle. He gets his arms wrapped right around McNabb, and he still loses them. So he's not going to get that sack. Ebenezer Ekubon is going to get credited with that sack. It was in his hands, and he lost it.
Dion again working the crowd as the punt bounces to Dion at the 41. Only a 2-yard return earlier, and the same thing this time. Again, terrific special teams coverage by Mike Caldwell.
All right.
13-3 lead for Troy Aikman and the Dallas Cowboys. They begin at a 3-wide receiver set from their own 42-yard line. Chris Warren. And he's bottled up, no gain. Mike Mamula was the first Eagle to wrap him up.
Chris Warren.
Warren leading the Cowboys on the ground in the absence of Emmitt Smith. 10 carries, 36 yards, and the game's only touchdown.
And then Jason Tucker right here, who's a rookie. As I said, I think he's made a little place for himself in Troy Aikman's heart in this game.
Drafted by Cincinnati, spent some time on the Packers practice squad, making his first NFL start this afternoon. Off the play fake to Warren. Aikman with time, and the pass was short, intended for Tucker.
I know that wasn't complete, but Troy Aikman wanted to throw that ball to Rocket Ismail, and I think that Troy Vincent has done an outstanding job today of covering Rocket. And a lot of times he's had coverage just by himself without any help over the top, and you see him here in his vision. He's got both the quarterback and the receiver, and he's had excellent coverage all day long.
3rd and 10. Aikman to Ismail. Allen Rossum made the tackle, 5 yards shy of the first down marker, and the Cowboys go 3 and out.
Well, one thing Troy Aikman said to us yesterday, he said, you know, the teams that have really done well against this Eagles defense have been Carolina and Indianapolis, and they kept the pressure on. They kept throwing the ball even when they had a lead in the second half. Because if you don't, the Eagles will hang in there. They are tenacious, and they will climb back in it on you.
Most of their games have been close. In fact, in all 5 division losses, the Eagles either led or were tied in the 4th quarter. Fair catch by Rossum following the 36-yard punt by Goen.
Put the gun down and I'll give.
Early 3rd quarter from Texas Stadium. Cowboys leading the Eagles 13-3.
And Eagles quarterback Donovan McNabb, in his first 2 starts, struggled the way you would expect a rookie to struggle. Then his last 2 starts, he really looked good. 59%, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. Well, today, he's back down to those earlier numbers.
As you mentioned earlier, this is the best defense he has faced. Penalty flag. It's against the Eagles.
You know, what this defense has done is forced them again to be one-dimensional because they've not given anything up in the running game.
Prior to the snap, false start offense, number 66, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Jeff Dellenbach, the right guard.
Yeah, but that running game, now they've got 49 yards running, the Eagles, but 24 of those were McNabb on scrambles. So the other 25 yards have come on 9 plays, and that's a defense dominating the line of scrimmage.
First and 15 from the 11-yard line. Lewis in motion. McNabb in trouble, and he got rid of it.
Yeah, that's going to be a safety. That'll be a safety right there.
Intentional grounding from the end zone is a safety. Some of the Cowboys making the safety signal.
Yeah, that pass doesn't. A lot of people think that to not have intentional grounding, it has to just be in the pass has to be in a receiver's area, but it has to be realistic possibility for it to be caught.
There was no intentional grounding because there was a receiver, but we do have illegal touching. The pass was touched by number 71.
Well, the ball has to have a realistic chance of being caught. That's how the rule reads. You can't just have a guy in the area and gun it to his feet. It's got to have. There has to be some possibility. And here's Deuce Staley's right in here in the middle. We'll take a look right here from the end zone. Now, there's Staley there. I don't think that's a proper call. I really don't. I think it should be a safety.
Illegal touching is declined. Second down.
Crowd not happy with the call. Jermaine Mayberry called for the illegal touch. Penalty was declined, and now Andy Reid talking about it with the side judge, Tom Finken. Second and 15. 3 wide receivers set. Staley has some running room. His best run of the day across the 25 to the 27-yard line. A gain of 14 yards. Kavika Pittman made the tackle.
That's the biggest non-Donovan McNabb run we've seen all day, and it comes out of a passing situation where the Cowboys defense has their Philadelphia backed up, and they open up. There's a big lane right here, and Doug Brzezinski kind of eats up Brandon Noble to create that lane. There's Brzezinski right there, and that's a nice block by Brzezinski to really spring Deuce Staley on the draw.
3rd and 1. Staley looking for the first down. He's underneath the pile, and we'll see where the officials spot the ball. Looks as if the Eagles were stopped short. Here come the chains. Cowboys defense held them once again, and the Eagles send out the punting unit.
Well, Changali's defense comes on a slant, and they slant the linebacker and the line, and so they get penetration, and then Randall Godfrey, the inside linebacker, is able to slide out. So the penetration and the slide stop the Eagles on that conversion.
Sanders has averaged only 2 yards per punt return. 4 total yards on 2 returns, well under his season average. Good kick by Landeta, forcing Dion all the way back to the 17-yard line. This time, a 13-yard return following the 56-yard punt. Ike Reese downfield to make the tackle. 9:44 remaining, third quarter. Cowboys with a 10-point lead as they start from their own 33-yard line. Rocket Ismail in motion. Aikman to the air on first down. Swings it out to Chris Warren out of the backfield. Forced out of bounds at the 41-yard line by Barry Gardner after a gain of 8.
And we haven't seen a lot of Deion Sanders on offense in this second half. I really think that Chan Gailey has figured out that this shorter passing game is working well. Now Deion's coming in right now. There he is. But I think that shorter passing game has been a successful thing for the Cowboys.
Deion has caught 2 passes today. 2nd and 2. Warren. Another first down for Chris Warren. Up to the 48-yard line, a gain of 7.
It's nice blocking here by the Cowboys offensive line. They run this right in behind Eric Williams. And you see the block that he puts on the linebacker. It just drives him almost out of the picture.
What a luxury, Tim, for the Cowboys. You lose Emmitt Smith. His backup is a 4-time 1,000-yard rusher, the 6th active leading rusher in the NFL.
Well, remember, a lot of people thought Chris Warren was going to come in and replace Emmitt Smith, which certainly has not happened, but Warren's done a great job.
Aikman's pass is caught. Rocket Ismail all the way down to the Eagles' 26-yard line, a gain of 26.
And this is what they like in Dallas. Throw that rock downfield. And Troy Aikman really makes this happen by scrambling. And he gives Ismail time to separate from Troy Vincent. And the pass is placed perfectly so that Ismail barely has to slow down to catch it. But Aikman did a great job eluding the rush.
Ismail again in motion. Warren pounds his way to the 25, a gain of 2. And for a Fox NFL update, let's head to the Fox Network Center and James Brown.
All right, Brett Favre getting uncorked here. Take a look at Donald Driver as he drags across the middle here. 8-yard touchdown reception from Brett Favre to put Green Bay up 21-17. And the Giants have added a field goal. They're now on top of Buffalo 16-10 late in the third. Back to Kenny Albert and the network number 2, Tim Green.
Thanks, JB. Hey, and you could tell Chris Collinsworth, I know Deion could announce games too. I know he could take my job. I'm a big enough man to admit it.
2nd and 8. Aikman to the near side to Bjornsson. A gain of 16 yards.
Well, once again, Troy Aikman is really using his total passing game. If Bjornsson is going to come across, he breaks downfield and he breaks to the outside, and the pass is perfectly placed by Troy Aikman. And this is the strength of Troy Aikman. Look at that pass. I mean, look at the spiral. It was a perfect spiral. The ball was perfectly placed to an outcut on the other side of the field.
1st and goal from the 9. Warren. Gain of 1 yard down to the 8. Barry Gardner made the stop.
This has been an area that the Cowboys struggled in the red zone last week against the New England Patriots. It's been an area where some people feel they've been a little conservative and tried to run the ball in from here. And I think Chan Gailey, the offensive mixture that he's found in this game, may be a blueprint that he'll want to carry this team through the rest of this season and into the playoffs.
He feels if they make the playoffs, they can do some damage. On 2nd and goal. Aikman looking end zone. Touchdown. David LaFleur, his team-leading 6th of the season.
Another perfect pass by Troy Aikman, but David LaFleur does an excellent job of hanging on to this football. Watch the hit that Dawkins lays on him. I mean, Dawkins absolutely uncorks, and LaFleur hangs on.
Eddie Murray for the point after. As the Cowboys have extended their lead, it is now Dallas 20, Philadelphia 3. Dallas following the 8-yard touchdown pass from Troy Aikman to David LaFleur. Aikman has just tied a legend, second place on the Cowboys all-time touchdown list for a quarterback. Danny White, the leader with 155. Staubach and Aikman, 153.
And Troy Aikman certainly belongs right up there next to Roger Staubach. Two great quarterbacks that will be remembered for the championships that they won and the leadership that they provided on the field, and exemplary people off the field. I'm sure Roger Staubach is proud to have Troy Aikman and he mentioned in the same breath, and vice versa as well.
On first down from the 20, Deuce Staley. Another nice run, picks up an Eagles first down, a gain of 15.
You know, that's the last two runs Deuce Staley has made have been nice, and he's on both of them, he's broken to the outside. The one was the draw play where we saw Doug Brzezinski make a block and free him, and this time he gets the corner. So his first half, which was really sluggish, has really come alive here with these last two runs.
He also had a slow first half in the last game against Dallas, then gained 100 yards after halftime. McNabb over the top. What a hit! Wow. By Randall Godfrey. The fullback, Cecil Martin, still down.
Martin just runs an angle route here. He comes out and releases into the center of the field, and Godfrey uncorks on him.
Martin, the rookie out of Wisconsin. He was the lead blocker for Ron Dane last year. Dane won the Heisman Trophy last night as Martin was walloped by Godfrey.
It's a pretty classic tackle. I mean, you hope that Martin is not hurt, but I guarantee it knocked the breath right out of him. Yeah, and he's saying he's all right, and it looks like he's all right. And that's the good thing about those shoulder pads. Have got nice protection there on your chest. They come down here, and they give you a nice. There's good padding there. So when you get a helmet in that area, usually the worst it does is it knocks the breath out of you.
And you talk about a guy who has fought through adversity. Martin lived in a homeless shelter with his mother when he was recruited by Wisconsin. Now starting for the Eagles as a rookie. 2nd and 7. McNabb hit by Spellman. The ball is loose and it bounces out of bounds. This time Spellman got him.
Alonzo Spellman is really a nice story. He had the tragic circumstances up in Chicago. Look at the power. Look how fast he just blasts straight upfield and then redirects to get to the quarterback. A lot of guys can go straight upfield and get by an offensive lineman, but Spellman has the athletic ability to get up and then redirect his momentum to get to the quarterback. Well, Dave Campo, the defensive coordinator, said he loves guys who overcome adversity, and Alonzo Spellman has overcome a lot of adversity.
McNabb on 3rd and 20, runs into his own man, Pollelay, still on his feet, and the pass was short, intended for Damian Douglas.
Man, they shellacked Donovan McNabb.
And a couple of late penalty markers come out. About 10 seconds after the play ended, 2 markers came flying.
Ineligible player downfield. On the passing team, number 61, penalty is declined. 4th down.
That's Steve Everett, the center. who's had a nice year this year. The last couple of years, he struggled with injuries in Philadelphia and not played as well as they'd hoped. This year, he's played well.
Sanders had his best return the last time. But again, terrific special teams coverage by the Eagles. This time, Barry Gardner made the tackle, 37-yard punt, only a 3-yard return by Sanders.
Game of the new millennium.
Texas and Arkansas. Here's Warren. Up to the 42-yard line. A gain of 1. Jeremiah Trotter made the tackle.
Kenny, we've talked about Troy Aikman's passing game and what it's been, and take a look at it here. The wide receivers have caught 7 of 15 for 89 yards, but if you combine these, the tight ends and running backs, they actually have more total yardage, 96 total yards, and more total catches, 9 catches. So that distribution, I think, really signifies what's happened to the Cowboys passing game today.
Aikman off the play fake, has time, and the pass was bobbled and then dropped by Warren.
Eric Williams almost caught that pass.
That would have been interesting.
Yeah, which he could do because he wasn't the first offensive player to touch it. An eligible receiver, Warren's touching it and he bobbles it. Watch Eric Williams come in here. That's pretty heads-up play for an offensive tackle.
Williams grew up a tremendous Eagles fan in Philadelphia, playing against his hometown team. 3rd and 9 from the 42-yard line. Cowboys leading by 17 points. Aikman's pass complete to Chris Brazel. His first catch, elevated from the practice squad this week.
And that's an interesting matchup, too, because Brazel is a tall, physical player, and Bobby Taylor, actually, it's Al Harris who's covering him, is a tall, physical player as well. Brazel does a nice job. He shows some nice game there. He kind of slapped Al Harris's hands down. He came back and showed some nice timing. Now, this is what the Cowboys need. With all the injuries to the wide receiver position, they need Jason Tucker and Chris Brazel to step in to be a counterpoint to Rocket.
From the 46, here's Warren. Works his way down to the 43-yard line. A gain of 3. Jeremiah Trotter made the tackle.
I think it's important to remember, too, that the success the Cowboys are having with their passing game is coming against a defense that's a good pass defense. The Eagles' defense is ranked 12 in pass defense. They've got a nice core of defensive backs, 2 hard-hitting safeties in Houck and Dawkins, and real nice depth at cornerback led by Troy Vincent.
Second and 7. Warren up the middle. Down to the 39-yard line. A gain of 4. William Thomas made the tackle.
Chris Warren on the carry.
In case you joined us late, Emmitt Smith carried the ball once early in the first quarter, suffering from a strained left groin. So it has been Chris Warren handling the bulk of the running chores. He started one game with Smith out earlier this year and gained 85 yards against the Green Bay Packers.
He's got 52 yards today. He's done an admirable job, and so is the fullback, Robert Thomas. He's done a nice job blocking for him.
3rd and 3. Warren. And he stopped about a yard shy of the first down marker.
Stopped by Kelly.
Well, with a 20-3 lead, the Cowboys are opting to be conservative.
Toby going out to punt with under 2 minutes remaining. 3rd quarter. Kenny Albert, Tim Green from Texas Stadium in Irving, Texas. Chan Gailey's Cowboys looking to make it 6-0 here at home. Alan Rossum is back deep for the Eagles. Rossum lets it go, and it takes a Cowboys bounce. It does not roll into the end zone. as Rossum had hoped for. Only 27 yards on the punt, but that is exactly what the Cowboys wanted, hitting the Eagles in deep. Joe Avezzano, Cowboys special teams coach.
Well, once again, the Cowboys defense has Donovan McNabb in a precarious spot. His back is to the end zone, and
on first down, Deuce Staley. Another big run for Staley, and he's leveled by Darren Woodson, but he gets right back up and signals first down.
You have to admire Deuce Staley's toughness. That's exactly what you want to do. Pop right off the ground, and you really deflate the excitement that everyone had from Woodson's hit. This is what Darren Woodson does so well. He accelerates in through the tackle. It's another nice run by Deuce Staley. Well, watch this hit. Whack. Takes him right off his feet. Watch how quick Staley, he just recovered right away.
And the Cowboys have recovered the fumble. The second Eagles turnover today. Brandon Noble on the recovery. The first-year defensive lineman out of Penn State.
That's not a good sign right there. They have Donovan McNabb hobbling. He looks like he's in some real pain.
Following the turnover, Cowboys get the ball right back on the Eagles' 23. And another completion to the tight end, David LaFleur, his fourth catch of the day.
Take a look at that fumble there. Donovan McNabb fumbles the snap. And Leon Lett is on him so fast, and that's where I think he hurt his leg. So it's a bad exchange between Everett and McNabb. And McNabb got hurt.
Time winding down in this third quarter. And Aikman will let it wind all the way down. So the Cowboys will begin the fourth with 2nd and 5 on the 18. And the Cowboys call timeout. The play clock was winding down with less time than the game clock, so Aikman forced to call timeout as he chats things over with Gailey. 7 seconds remaining. Third quarter, and the concern on the other sideline, of course, is for Eagles quarterback Donovan McNabb.
Well, the bright side for the Eagles, if Donovan is unable to return to this game, is that Doug Pederson certainly knows the offense. He's a capable backup. You see Donovan's numbers today were not great numbers, but a lot of that I think was more due to the Cowboys defense than it was any ineptitude by Donovan McNabb. They shut down his run game early in the game, forced him to be one-dimensional, and put a lot of pressure on McNabb with a 4-man rush.
Following the timeout, 2nd and 5, Warren. And this will be the final play of the third quarter, with the Cowboys leading the Eagles 20-3. Fox NFL Sunday continues after these words from your local Fox station.
Quarterback being attended to on the sideline, and we have another angle of his injury, and it looks horrific. There he is right here. Watch his leg. I mean, that's not the way the knee is supposed to go. I hope that's not as bad as it looks. That looked like a total knee.
Aikman firing end zone, deflected away by Bobby Taylor. Jason Tucker, the intended receiver.
Again, I go back to the fact that I think Troy Aikman is really finding some confidence in Jason Tucker. And that's pretty remarkable because he's a rookie. He's being covered by a very capable cornerback right here. Bobby Taylor, he's tall, but Aikman puts this thing up for grabs and allows Tucker to leap up and try to make a play. But the coverage by Bobby Taylor is just too good. You see that? He's tall and he's long, and he got his hand right up there and just tipped the ball.
Eddie Murray, 33-yard attempt, and this one is wide right. So Murray is now 2 of 4 today. The 43-year-old two-time Pro Bowler who was re-signed this week misses from 33 yards. Doug Pederson in at quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles. Penalty markers on 1st and 10.
False start, offense number 74, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
That's the left guard, Doug Brzezinski. Donovan McNabb on the sidelines. And Doug Pederson, who came over from Green Bay with Andy Reid. He knows this system very well. He started the first 9 games for the Eagles. In fact, he led their comeback win over Dallas back in October as Staley gains 4 yards. And right now, let's head to the Fox Network Center for this NFL update with James Brown.
Kenny and Tim, Giants were in red zone territory. Kerry Collins has his pass tipped by Sean Price. Marcellus Wiley picks it out of the air. Hey, Tim Green, take a look. 52 yards later, I don't think he wants the end zone. He heads to the sidelines, but the Bills did score and now up by 1. Back to Kenny and Tim.
Well, I'm sure he wanted the end zone, JB, but I think he ran out of gas.
Peterson's pass is caught by Torrance Small. Marcellus Wiley out of Columbia University, one of the few Ivy Leaguers to make the NFL, rumbling downfield with the interception.
Yeah, and a nice play for him, and a nice play there for Doug Pederson. Again, Donovan McNabb, I don't know if they realize how serious that injury is until they see it. And they see that replay, you see what that thing looked like.
3rd and 1. Peterson's pass is caught by Staley for a first down out to the 38-yard line.
I tell you, Doug Pederson is throwing the ball with authority. He's really zipped in those first 2 passes in a nice way. And his offensive line has also given him some nice protection.
It's his 7th year in the NFL. Before this season, he had never started a game. He had thrown only 32 pass attempts. Spent the first 3.5 years of his career in Miami before heading up north to Green Bay. Staley cuts to the outside and picks up another Eagles first down. So Deuce Staley continuing his terrific running in the second half.
You know, the Eagles offense is really coming to life here, and they've got a lot of time. And I know they're 17 points down, but things are really working well, and Staley does a nice job of cutting on this. He draws the defense and then bounces to the outside and avoids the linebackers. So Staley running really well in the last 5 carries, and Pederson throwing well.
1-yard pickup. Randall Godfrey made the tackle, and a penalty marker on the far side.
Yeah, that's over there where Deion Sanders is. Eagles, of course, didn't want to throw the ball his way at all today.
Too many men in the field. On the defensive team, the man running off did not get off the field. That's a 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
And the Cowboys still have 12 men on the field.
Well, that had nothing to do with Deion.
So the Cowboys called for too many men, setting up 1st and 5 on the Cowboys 46. Peterson's pass is caught by the tight end Luther Broughton. knocked out of bounds by Darren Woodson, and they report on Donovan McNabb a sprained left knee.
Yeah.
And he will not return.
I will tell you this, and again, I hope that it's only a sprained left knee, and maybe that's what it is. It's certainly possible, but it's also, I've seen sprained left knees turn into, you know, total knees and ACL and ligaments and all that. And we're going to take another look at it, because if it's just a sprain, there it is right there, I'll be surprised, but it may be. I mean, he's a strong-legged guy.
2nd and 1 from the 42. And Staley,
I think he may have gotten the first
looked
down.
to have the first down, and then he was driven back by Randall Godfrey.
It's going to be very close, whether he got it or didn't get it. Deuce Staley came into this game just a little bit ahead of Emmitt Smith in the rushing category.
Staley 3rd in the NFL. Emmitt was 4th.
Yeah, of course, Emmitt Smith hurt after the first play and has not returned to the game. Chris Warren for the Cowboys has done an admirable job filling in for him. 18 carries and 56 yards.
Staley has set a new career high today with 77 yards on 15 carries and a big second half. And he was stopped just short. Generous spot for the Cowboys, so Staley does not pick up the first down.
Look at the disparity here. In the first half, Staley 2.4 a carry. Second half, 8.3 yards a carry.
Similar, Tim, to the first meeting with the Cowboys. He had 10 yards in the first half, 100 in the second.
Yeah, he has really come to life here.
3rd and inches. Pederson on the quarterback sneak.
You got that.
Doug Pederson on the keeper. 1st and 10 Philadelphia.
Well, I like what the Eagles did. They emptied the backfield, and in a short yardage situation, what happens in your brain as a defender is you see that empty backfield, and so you're thinking pass, and you kind of forget about the quarterback sneak, or it creates a little bit of hesitation in you as a defender.
Off the play fake. Pederson's pass is caught for another first down. Torrance Small down to the Cowboys 23.
Tell you what, they threw that right at Deion Sanders too. Pederson's passing has been so exact. So this is a nice route by Torrance Small. He just does a little bit of a comeback here. Deion's playing him deep, and watch the delivery of this pass. It's outstanding. It's an outstanding throw by Doug Pederson. Right now he's 4 for 4.
From the 24, Pederson hit. The ball is loose. It's still loose. Recovered by the Cowboys. Recovered by Leon Lett.
Leon Lett came through the line of scrimmage so fast, it looked like he knew the snap count. Here's Leon Lett right here, and watch how quickly he comes off the ball. That's incredible quickness for a man that big. And that's what Leon Lett does. You tend to forget about Leon Lett. He was out for many weeks with a drug suspension, and now he's back and getting himself into better shape, and that's spectacular. That's what he does. The quickness of a big man off the line of scrimmage.
And he does it so well, and has for many years. Cowboys with that deep defensive line, although they lost Greg Ellis today. But they use all 8. They rotate all 8 defensive linemen throughout the game.
And that's a huge defensive play because, again, the Eagles were really starting to get into an offensive rhythm there. Doug Pederson was 4 for 4, and Deuce Staley's been running for over 8 yards a carry in this second half. So it was a fortuitous turnover for Leon Lett to come up with.
Chris Warren Penalty marker in the offensive backfield as Warren gains 1 yard on the carry. It's holding against Dallas.
Illegal hands to the face. Number 77, 10-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
That's the second illegal hands to the face penalty on Solomon Page. And here he is right here. There he gets his hand right up and actually hooks the face mask. What a beautiful shot. Great picture. Nice call by the officials to see that.
Off by Bobby Taylor.
And that's a miscommunication between Chris Brazel and Troy Aikman. Aikman thought he was going to zig and Brazel zagged. And that's what can happen. The inexperienced player off the practice squad. See that's just a miscommunication. The only guy that has a shot at it is Taylor.
Tom Myslinski is now in at center for the Cowboys, replacing Mark Stepnoski. 2nd and 20. Aikman under pressure. And he dumps it off to Warren. Back to the original line of scrimmage and more. First down to the Eagles 42. A gain of 26 yards.
So this is the 4th pass that Chris Warren has caught. And he's got 48 yards in the air. Nice pressure by the Eagles. They get on Troy Aikman, force him to scramble. He just dumps it off to Chris Warren, and then Warren breaks 1 tackle, and then accelerates through a couple more.
From the 42, the pitch back to Warren. He fumbled. And it looks like the Eagles have it. The first Dallas turnover recovered by Tyrone Williams, who led the NFL Europe in sacks this past summer. Recovers the fumble.
With the ball back after defensive lineman Steve Martin jars this loose right there, and then Tim Houck just pops that ball right out of there.
And then Tyrone Williams on the recovery, 3 yards for Deuce Staley on first down. As we approach 8 minutes remaining, 4th quarter. On 2nd and 7, the first incompletion for Pederson, who had been 4 for 4.
Yeah, that really didn't matter too much anyway, because Dexter Coakley smelled that thing out and he split the blockers, and he was right there to make the tackle if Staley did catch that screen pass.
Andy Reid has given Pederson so much credit for the development of Donovan McNabb. He said Pederson's like a coach on the field. He's been invaluable for McNabb's learning process. And penalty markers on 3rd and 8. It has started to rain here in Dallas, as was the case all day yesterday.
False start offense, number 74, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Doug Brzezinski with his 2nd offsides today. He's an interesting character.
Certainly a character.
Into Middle Eastern philosophy. No, not Middle East. Eastern philosophy, and he's got his earrings and his Zen thing going, and
meditation.
Meditation, yeah.
Third and 13. 3 wideouts for the Eagles. Pederson steps up and throws towards Small.
Got it.
Got it. He stayed in bounds.
You know, once again, this is a spectacular throw by Doug Pederson. He has been so exact with his passing. You really have to admire it. This is a long pass, too. This is an out cut here. It's a deep out cut. There's nice protection. Look at the spiral on that ball. And Torrance Small does a nice job of keeping his knees in bounds.
And as you mentioned last week, 1 knee equals 2 feet.
That's right. 2 knees equals 4 feet.
Staley bottled up George Teague, the first man in, and then Leon Lett.
You know, it's one thing to come on a blitz, and that's what it was. George Teague on the safety blitz and cause a disruption in the backfield. But it's another thing to come in and you're rushing the quarterback and be able to readjust and make a tackle on a draw play.
2nd and 14. Pederson's pass complete. Dietrich Gels, the speedster. His first catch of the day, brought down by Teague after a gain of 21 and an Eagles first down.
And Dietrich Gels, you got to see the speed on that one. George Teague smiling. That thing, he caught it across the middle and just turned it on.
From the Cowboys 24. 3 wide receivers. Pederson lobbing it up.
Oh,
and it's caught for a touchdown by Nay Brown.
Pederson's pass off by number 85, Dave Brown. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
That was a beautiful catch. Nay Brown reads this pass perfectly. The coverage is there. Singor Mobley's got the cover. No, excuse me, it's not Singor Mobley. It's Dwayne Hawthorne's got the coverage perfectly. And watch Nay Brown read this, and he comes back and makes the catch. It was really, really nice body control by Nay Brown.
His first NFL touchdown. Norm Johnson for the point after. Johnson extends his NFL record, 293 consecutive extra points.
Nay Brown with an outstanding catch on that touchdown.
First of his career, cutting the Dallas lead to 10 points. Chris Warren down to a knee in the end zone for the touchback.
Mark Stepnowski, the Cowboys center. I don't think you can undervalue what he's done today in helping that passing game, because Troy Aikman had a lot of time, and Stepnowski, as the center who was in there most of the day, orchestrated the right protections, and Aikman had time to make the passing game work. Of course, he re-aggravated his strained calf, and Myslinski's in there again to replace him. But Stepnowski did a beautiful job today, I think, protecting Troy Aikman.
Cowboys start from their own 20-yard line. Warren, first down, a gain of 12. David Moore made the tackle.
Well, Warren did a nice job on that play, just slapping William Thomas's hands down. William Thomas comes up to make the tackle, number 51. And watch how Chris Warren, here's Williams. Watch, he just slaps that hand down. You see that? He just takes his hand and just slaps Williams' hands down. So Williams is not able to wrap his arms around Warren. And there's another look at Mark Stepnowski, another cerebral offensive lineman. You know, we talked about Doug Brzezinski, and he and Stepnowski are kind of cut out of the same cloth.
Although Stepnowski has not read any of your books.
Oh, but he will.
Brzezinski has.
But he said he was going to.
Another 12-yard gain. Tim Houck made the stop. As the Cowboys are heading towards a 7-6 record. Giants, if they win, would also be 7-6. But as we saw about 10 minutes ago, the Bills did take the lead, 17-16.
And you know, as far as Washington, Arizona, I don't think Cowboys fans should lament the fact that Washington's winning, because Arizona owns the tiebreakers with the Cowboys because of their great divisional record.
So it's almost better for the Cowboys if the Redskins win today and then lose another game.
Well, the point is that the Cowboys really need both of those teams to lose a game. The Cowboys need Arizona to lose one, and they need Washington to lose one. So if today Arizona loses one, then they still have a shot for Washington the next several weeks.
And that is because Arizona has the best division record at 5-2.
But things, you know, right now with Buffalo on top of the Giants, if they hold that lead, this is going to be a really decisive day for Chan Gilly. They will take sole possession of second place in this division with a better schedule than Washington to finish out.
Cowboys' last 3 opponents, the Jets next week here at home, the Saints on the road, and the Giants
Full
at
start,
home.
offense, number 76, 5-yard penalty, still second down.
And as you saw earlier, the combined records of the remaining opponents' schedule certainly favors Dallas.
Yeah, but again, the important thing for Dallas, not only because they don't want to just go to the playoffs and slide in. They really want a championship. Chan Gilly talked about it this week. That's why Troy Aikman continues to play the game. That is his holy grail. That is his quest. And to do it, they have to have their passing game continue to evolve to a higher level.
Aikman's pass is caught by the fullback, Robert Thomas, another penalty marker.
Today, the Cowboys passing game, I think, took that first step for a lot of reasons. The one, Stepnowski was back. 2, Dion got out there and I think made the Philadelphia Eagles shift some coverages, opened some things up to the inside. 3, Aikman got the ball to his tight ends and his running backs. And 4, I think some of the younger guys, I mean, Jason Tucker had a fine day today. And we saw Chris Brazzell make some nice plays too. So I think that the Cowboys should feel pretty optimistic about where their passing
Illegal
game has come.
substitution on the offensive team. Substitute came in the field and did not come in as far as the numbers. Penalty is declined, third down.
They may get Ernie Mills back next week. He sprained his quad in warm-ups last week. McGarity is on IR. Irvin is on IR. They cut Alvin Harper.
Yeah, but really, again, today, they've come up with some alternatives to Rocket Ismail. Ismail right here.
3rd and 12, 3 wide receivers. Aikman's pass intended for Ismail. Broken up by Bobby Taylor.
Bobby Taylor uses his arms and his hands so well.
So the Eagles will get the ball back with 4.5 to play.
Troy Aikman again, he gets hit here on the blitz, but watch Bobby Taylor. I mean, that's perfect coverage. The pass was good, the route was good, but Bobby Taylor uses those long arms and got in there, and that's not the first time we've seen him slap a ball down and cause an incompletion.
They'll be going, good hang time. Allen Rossum, and he is driven right back by Chris Aikens, 43-yard punt. Aikens downfield with another good play on special teams. Coming up next, the second half of our Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader as the Detroit Lions, in a battle for first place in the NFC Central, meet the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Some of you will see the Falcons and the 49ers. It's all coming up next right here on Fox.
And those two teams, you know, you talk about the mixture and the playoff hunt, and that's got to be a game you have to see. I mean, Detroit and Tampa Bay are both right in the thick of the whole thing.
Deuce Staley gains 4 yards up to the 19.
I mean, really, the Eagles need to be throwing the football. They don't need to be running Deuce Staley up the middle. Because, you know, I mean, I've seen teams come back from 10-point deficit with 4 minutes left, but you got to do it through the air. And Pederson has thrown the ball extremely well.
Pederson with the completion for the first down. Dietrich Gels, his second catch of the game. Remember, last week, Eagles led by 10 with about 8 minutes to go, and the Arizona Cardinals came back. Less time for the Eagles today, only 3.5 remaining.
This is Andy Reid's thing. He's an offensive coordinator. He's an offensive-minded guy.
Pederson's pass deflected. Chad Hennings got a piece of it.
And Steve Everett a little upset at himself that he didn't catch it. Now again, Everett can't be the first guy to touch it, but once a defensive player touches it, it's like Eric Williams before. Once an eligible player touches the ball, then you can pick it up. Here's Hennings. This is the second time we've seen him knock a ball down today. Bang. So once he hits it, now it's anybody's ball. And Everett almost had it.
Hennings also broke up 2 passes in the previous game against Philadelphia.
I think Hennings, you see him on the sideline there, has had a really fine year because he's been able to rest. They've rotated that D-line.
Off the fingertips of the intended receiver. Downfield, the tight end Luther Broughton.
Well, Doug Pederson really had some pressure on him on that play. Cowboys run a stunt here. Watch it here, and then the end loops around. Watch Kavika Pittman. So it's cleared out by Spellman, and Pittman comes through and just hits Pederson right in the breadbasket. Pederson's asking for the play. He's going to have to take a timeout because the play clock was winding down to 5 seconds.
First timeout charged to the Eagles this half with 3:15 remaining. Dallas leading by 10.
Deion Sanders, of course, today playing as a receiver and returning punts on special teams. Played every snap as a cornerback. The Eagles avoided throwing to him, except that one play. We saw him throw a comeback to Torrance Small. There's his wristbands. Now, Deion had these, all the offensive plays were written. There's one on one wrist and then one on the other. He said, I don't want to know about all the stuff that comes before it. I just want to know X go. So 359, blue right trips. I just want the X go part. Then that tells me what to do.
Pederson on the pump fake. And then he overthrows by about 10 yards Nay Brown.
Yeah, he wanted Nay Brown to break to the post. And that's what he's telling him there. No, but Nay Brown, that was really an impressive catch that he made for that touchdown. Yeah, Andy Reid also wanted it to break to the post.
No need to look at the wristbands on a punt return. Deion knows what to do on these. He returned one for a touchdown against the Eagles last year. From the 21. Taken down at the 24-yard line. Deion has had only one punt return of more than 4 yards today. James Darling made the tackle.
I think 2 things have caused it. One, Sean Landeta has gotten a lot of hang time on these punts. Most of them have been way up in the air, and then the coverage guys have done a super job.
5 punt returns, only 25 yards total for Deion, who has also caught 2 passes in the game.
And I think that on those 2 passes, the Eagles defense did a nice job of limiting him. And they did a nice job of covering him. And on the catches that he had, you see all the involvement that he had today.
Now the Cowboys will try and run the clock down. Under 3 minutes to go.
I'll tell you, that one crossing route they threw to Deion, he took such a shot from Troy Vincent that I would imagine that won't be a play he's going to want to run again.
And Troy Vincent told us yesterday, I don't think Deion will run slants just for that reason.
Yeah, he kind of, you could kind of see him drooling a little bit. I mean, he wanted Deion to run some slants. He was anxious to be able to take a shot. But Troy Vincent has had a Pro Bowl type season this year. I don't know if he'll go to the Pro Bowl, but you know, because that voting is not always go to the best guy, and a lot of times it goes to the guy on the winning team or a guy who has a bigger name, but he has played at a level that could certainly earn him a spot in the Pro Bowl.
Following the timeout, 2nd and 9. Warren. Another first down for Chris Warren. 12-yard pickup. A season-high 96 yards today for Warren. Replacing Emmitt Smith, who carried one time back in the first quarter and has sat due to a strained left groin. Eagles call timeout, stopping the clock with 2:14 remaining. And that is their final timeout. Coming up next on Fox NFL Sunday, some of you will see the first place battle between the Detroit Lions and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Others will watch the Atlanta Falcons and the San Francisco 49ers. That's coming up in the second half of our Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader. Tremendous job here in Dallas by our entire crew, led by producer Rich Russo, director Peter Bleckner, associate director Marcy Kempner, broadcast associate Robert Slosby, technical producer Kevin McRobey, technical director Dave Bernstein. The pregame show produced by Scott Ackerson, directed by Bob Levy. The senior producer of Fox Sports is Bill Brown. The executive producers of Fox Sports, Ed Gorin and David Hill. Crunching the numbers for us here in Dallas, Eric Merlis, Dave Brooks, Mark Cole, and Mike Eldridge. With the Cowboys leading the Eagles 20-10. Mark Stepnowski also re-aggravated his strained left calf. A lot of injuries today on the Cowboys side. Greg Ellis, Kevin Mathis, and of course Eagles quarterback Donovan McNabb. Warren, in his pursuit of 100, will not get it on this play. Ike Reese, a loss of 1.
Chris Warren.
As we hit the 2-minute warning in Dallas. Cowboys 2 minutes away from making it a perfect 6-0 here at home. Kenny Albert, Tim Green back in Dallas. Cowboys coming off their poor effort in New England last Sunday have turned things around here today and will keep pace with the Washington Redskins in the NFC East. All smiles on the Cowboys sidelines. The end around to the Rocket. Rocket Ismail. And he picks up the first down out to the 47, a gain of 12.
Boy, that was a nice job by Rocket, putting his shoulder down and driving through Troy Vincent. I imagine Troy Vincent was surprised. You know, Rocket has such great quickness. You wouldn't expect him to lower his shoulder, but he does. Watch him lower the shoulder there and drive right through the tackle.
So that first down will just about wrap things up for the Cowboys. Eagles do not have any timeouts left. And including regular season and playoffs, this will be the 100th career victory for Cowboys quarterback Troy Aikman. It will also be the 100th win of the decade for the Cowboys. They joined the 49ers as the only franchises to win 100 games in a decade twice. And more importantly for Chan Gailey, a record of 7-6 in the NFC East, as well as owner Jerry Jones.
And again, just as important for the Cowboys is the turn that their passing game took today. Aikman, 22 of 40, 242 yards, a touchdown, no interceptions. He's been fantastic in that category this season. And I think the way he distributed the ball was something a little bit different. Got the ball to the tight ends. David LaFleur had a nice day and a touchdown. Bjornsson had some catches. Chris Warren was active. And then his young receivers, Jason Tucker and Chris Brazel, came on to provide a little bit of a compliment to Rocket Ismail. And, of course, Deion Sanders was out there as well.
And Aikman has now gone 6 consecutive games without throwing an interception. So the Cowboys and the Eagles split their season series. 20-10 victory for the Cowboys here at Texas Stadium. We'll return after these messages right here on Fox.